Lots to talk about. Okay, let's warm up a little bit. Come on, guys. Both legs to one side. Throw the legs across. And switch. And switch. We'll use our hips a little bit today for some arm locks. Up to your knees. And now do it with no hands. Just circle the knees, pivot, bring it back. Knees up, rotate your feet, and sit back down. Make sure you do both directions. Nice. What's up, Bernard? Lauren, Doug. Excellent. Bring your whole body back. Pivot all the way. And then go the other way. Nice. Good. Last one. Beautiful. Full mount on your knees right here. Let's do some basic arm lock spins. Good warm up for our shoulders as well. So put both knees on the ground, both fists on the ground. Take your fist, you guys, like you're holding a steering wheel, and rotate it in the direction of your right knee. So turn the steering wheel. This is a good solo drill. If you ever teach arm locks from the mount, step your opposite foot up past your hands and drop your knee. The key is you want to drop that knee far enough where you can see the sole of your foot. You should be full, exactly. And now put all the weight, don't sit on your heel, put all the weight on your hands and lean towards this knee so that that back leg can be a nice spin. Nice, George. It's not easy, solo, let's do it again. But it's great drill. Good for the hips and good for the whip. So fist, steering wheel, turn the steering wheel, step up with your opposite foot, your right foot, and really spread the knee. Now my head is directly over my hands right now, but here's the key to everything, you guys. When I want my leg to travel, I need my head to lean as far away from the traveling leg as possible. So I do this, look. You see how far my head leans? Nice, good Noah. Good Taylor, go again. Excellent. So last one here. Fist, rotate, step up, spread the knee. Now obviously, we can also do solo practice where we sit on the ground, because in realistic fashion, sometimes you sit on the person's body and you spin, but that's easy. We just did that during warm-up. That was no big deal. Yes, good. The ability to be able to be here, turn the wheel, step up, spin around and land seated, that's the magic we want to practice. Let's do the other side. On your knees, both fists, turn the steering wheel, step up, spread the knee, lean, and whip. Nice, beautiful, Taylor, good. Ira, Robert, solid. One more time on the weak side, guys. Turn the steering wheel, step up, make sure you open that foot, adjust your hands, get a nice whip. The wider your leg travels, the better. Nice, Yana, excellent. The wider the leg travels, the easier and the lower your hips are gonna be, right? That's the idea. Okay, so let's review here our mounted triangles, then we'll add some other submissions here. So mounted triangle, my first mindset, you guys, is that I want to trap one of the person's arms. So I sneak up into a neck hug, and I make sure that my elbow and my knee are touching. Look, right there, elbow to knee. And I'm low. I typically will swing my arm inside, start pushing their arm to the ground, maybe use my knee to trap it, and then get the wrist and pin it to the ground. From here, watch my elbow. I'm going to shelf the elbow from the ground to my thigh. Then I put my foot on the bicep. One, hand off the head, hand on the ground. Shoot the leg through, deep. but look how my ankle goes over my own knee. Now I'm gonna lean this way as I backstroke and grab my own shin. See how by backstroking I got his arm in? Because if I don't do that, he might pull his arm out at the bottom here. So here, we backstroke, grab, and now here's the key. I lean up on this knee and my head. That's what opens this up. And then I sit back, and to squeeze, I push my hips down, knees together, and I sit back. It's not like this lifting hip pressure. Unless you're gonna break the arm, then you pull and boom. But for the choke, it's the down, hips are, look, I'm sitting down and pushing my hips back and squeezing my thighs here all together. Okay, so let's do that one solo. So everyone full mount. You're gonna take your left arm, we're gonna sneak it up around their neck and hug the neck. And then take your left knee and slide it up and touch your elbow. Elbow to knee. Yep, they should be touching an elbow on the ground here initially. Great. So now you start to poke the neck, attack, attack, attack. Take this forearm, swim inside, push their arm to the ground. Use your knee to trap their bicep and then grab the wrist. Now I hold the wrist and pin it to the ground. Great. So I have a neck hug, elbow on the ground, and a wrist pin. Take that elbow, you guys, and shelf it. Here's what it looks like. Shelf it. Yes, on top of your shelf. Now with the hand on the wrist right there, here's what I'm gonna do. Step on the bicep, but look at my knee. Do not put your knee inside your arm. When you step on the bicep, the knee stays outside. Look, foot goes in, knee stays out, so my arm is in front of my shin. As soon as that happens, look what I do. Hand off the head and put this hand on the ground. So now I have foot, knee, hand. Foot, knee, hand, and I'm hugging the guy's head. Now here's the key. As you shoot this leg around the neck, you don't want to stay low and sitting down. Watch my hips. I sit up. And I go to here, deep hips, and I shoot that leg for that full kind of partial triangle where my leg's over my knee. Excellent. From here, we're gonna backstroke with this arm, boom, as we post on the ground, and this is the key detail I told you about. Put your head on the ground and lift this foot up high in the air. So I'm balancing on my knee, my head, and my hand. And then take your leg, step over, and lock it. And then push back to your knees there. Nice, nice balance, you guys. That's the key detail. That kneeling balance is excellent. And now the triangle is here, hands down, and sit back and hips down and squeeze. Excellent. Okay, reset from the mount. Swim inside, hug the neck. 1, knee to elbow. 2, excellent. Use a little strike here, forearm swim, push the arm down. Put your knee on their bicep just so you can snatch the wrist and pin it down. And then take your knee off the bicep. Excellent. So now what's the next step? Somebody tell me, is it step on the bicep or is it shelf the elbow? Look, shelf the elbow. Now that you've shelved it, watch my foot. Step on the bicep, switch hands on the head, hand out for base. Step, switch hands, step, switch hands. Now lift your hips up, shoot the leg through, backstroke, grab your ankle, hand on the ground. Head down, lift the foot up. Look at that balance right here. Hold the balance with your knee like you're making that big V. And then step over and around and lock it. Once it's locked, push off your hands and go back. Nice, good, full lock up. Both knees should be on the ground. Don't sit so far back that your knee comes off the ground, Nako. Yeah, both knees on the ground and spread that knee a little bit so they're kind of separated, right? But they're still triangled, right? Now, sit back by push your hips down and back, but both knees just stay on the mat as you roll your hips back and squeeze your thighs. Good. Excellent. Okay, one more time, last one. Swim in, hug the neck, got him. Get ready to pin the head or pin the arm down. Bring your knee, trap the bicep, grab the wrist, pin it down. Get off the bicep. Shelf the elbow. Nice. Step on the bicep, hand off the head. Bicep, hand off, post. Nice. Shoot your leg. Nice. Good, amen. Now shoot the leg. Boom. Come here. Backstroke. Hand out for base. Backstroke and grab your own shin. Now let's see who can balance here. Put your head down. Lift that foot up in the air. Step over and catch. And then push back down, hips back. Excellent. Now, there's also the Chicago variation. Oh, that's Chicago. There's also the New York, where you get the same headlock, same neck hug. Boom. You're shelving their arm. So it is isolated. This arm has to be isolated, you guys, just to be clear. If this arm is inside and you hug the neck and you go for any triangle, the risk is both their hands slip under and they slip out the back door. That's why it's so important that I hug his neck here and I have that isolation on that arm. Now, from here, the other variation, you shelf this, you're trying to isolate this arm, but they keep swimming back inside. Every time you push it out, they swim their arm back in. So what you do is you grab their hand, look, I slap it to the chest, and I go direct. Nice, Christian. Full whip over your own knee, look. Look where we end up. And then from here we have options. One is, same thing, backstroke, grab and go. I can catch up here. Another variable here, guys, if they're so big that you can't lock the triangle, look, you fall to the front side, you roll, and you catch them on the fall. And after the catch, you go fishing, snatch one of their legs, squeeze your thighs, heels tight, hold and hold. And you can compress from right here. Okay, so I'm underhooking the leg to force the angle, which helps assist in the choke. Okay, so that was the New York variation, direct shot. One more time, you guys can try it with me. So I swim inside, I hug the neck. I grab the wrist, I'm trying to pin it down, they keep swimming, boom. I push, they keep swimming, boom. Now I take the hand, I push it to the chest after I shelf my elbow, elbows up on your thigh. Take their hand, look, 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 slap it to their chest, 1 and 1. Balance on your left knee, and in this case, take your right leg, look, lift it off the ground and whip it around, but as you whip it, you have to pick the head up. So it goes all the way under. Nice, Yenna. Look at that, my foot lands in front of my own knee. Now, make sure you do this backstroke and you capture the arm there. Now, roll and finish your lock up. Keep your shin. And then go fishing for the leg with the other hand. Dive under, hook their hamstring and pull it to your head and squeeze your legs and squeeze the leg. Squeeze your legs and hug their leg, right? Excellent. Nice, let's do that one solo. That one's really fun, actually. So we're here. Everybody take that. I'm going left hand, I'm swimming in, I'm hugging the neck. I'm trying to pin the arm down the other side, but they're too elusive. So I shelf my elbow, shelf the elbow, grab their wrist when you're ready, pin it to their chest, and you can use the ground. And now here's the key. Balance on one knee and take that other leg and let it whip you guys. Don't be shy about this. Look, I'm gonna sit up a little bit and my leg goes all the way around my own hand. Yeah, or you can post out if you need to catch your balance depending on your tight hips. But the key, go back to mount again. The key is as you lift the head up, your leg lands right here. So I hold the wrist to their chest, boom, and I put my hand out right away. Nice, Adam. Now, backstroke with this hand and grab your shin as you then lean and catch or roll and catch. And if you do the roll, lock it up, do a small pivot, capture the leg, squeeze, hug, and thigh squeeze, everything tight the whole time. Remount. Here we are. Connection, control. Swim inside, hug the neck. Elbow, shelf it. Holding the wrist. Okay, you're trying to push it down, they're not letting you. Pin it to their chest, balance on the left knee, watch the light leg whip. 1, hand out on the base. Nice, whip around. Yes, beautiful. Now that you post out, do your backstroke with the head, the neck hugging hand. Backstroke, grab your own wrist, and you're under their arm now. And then here we're gonna roll through, lock it, and grab the leg at the same time as we roll. Thighs, heels, hips, and hug. Everything tight. Beautiful. All right, so now, let's try this one where we are in the high mount, okay? And you're having trouble isolating this. Every time you do that, you're swimming back inside. Every time you isolate, they're doing a good job swimming back inside. So you can't get the arm isolated. So instead, we go cross collar grip, fist on the mat, and their hands are in front right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna post the hand far north, push off my back foot, and slide my knee up high behind the tricep. Right when it lands, okay? So I'll do from this angle here. I'm selling the choke, I'm selling the choke, selling the choke, hand on the ground, toe on the ground, and watch my knee slide. That's the key, is this knee going above the person's head. Now I sell the choke, watch my other foot, lift my heel, rotate, and tuck. And now while continuing to sell the choke, I lean south, push off my back foot, whip around and catch him right here. Tight, good cushion, beautiful, Raymond. Now that we land tight, we can cross our feet here under the person's shoulder. If it feels natural, keep your legs tight, and then of course attack the arm, and finish here. And then we'll do some modified finishes in a second. Okay, so one more time, hand on the collar, selling the chokes, he's defending, hand goes way north, toe on the ground, and slide your left knee up past your collar grip. Look how high that, look how I push off those toes and take my knee off the ground to allow the slide around in the post. From here, sell the choke, boom, lift the toe, turn, and tuck. Once you tuck, you should be able to see your foot. And right now, if you're solo, you can sit on the ground at this point. You can be sitting on the ground, but you're still selling the choke. You lean more this way, you step around, and then you catch it right there. Full lean, full step. Nice, Robert. Beautiful. Lean before the step. Let's do it together. Ready? So I'm here, hand on the cross collar choke. I'm selling under, over, under, over. And when I'm ready, look, crawl the hand way up, put it north of the head, put the toes on the ground, watch my knees slide past their head. That's the motion of the whole move. Yeah, the whole move is that knee sliding up. Now come around, sell the cross choke, put your hands fist over fist, like you're choking them, and then take your other foot and walk it all the way up to your fists, open your knee, and then watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit on the ground, but I'm not gonna trap my foot. I'm gonna sit inside my foot. Excellent. And now lean to the south, lift your foot off the ground, lean and let it whip around smoothly. You should be able to do it slowly if you have good balance. Cross your feet. When you cross your feet, guys, when you cross your feet, cross the north foot under. Okay, so if his head is right here, which it is because that's where I was choking him, then my left foot that's over his head is the one that goes under the cross for maximum tightness. And now you can hug the arm, slap the hand, lay down. When you grab the wrist with two hands, which hand grabs on top? Remember? Do you guys remember? The north hand is on top of the grip here. This is my north hand because it corresponds with his head. Not like this, like this. And that gives me better rotational control and management. Reset. Everybody's here in the mount. The guy's doing a good job keeping safe hands. Cross collar grip. Bug his neck, sell the choke. Look at my hands. Under, over, under, over. He starts to overcommit on the defense. Nice. What am I going to do? Push off my toes. Hand way up north. So I'm here, I do this. And then that. Nice. Slide that knee way up. Now sell the choke. Boom. Walk your foot. Walk the foot. Walk the foot. As soon as you walk your foot past your fist, you can sit on the ground, but do not trap this foot. Leave it on the outside when you sit down. That's why we warm up our legs in this manner. Now from here, lean away from the traveling leg, far as you can. Watch how light your leg. Lift your leg off the ground, but don't move it. Just lift it off. Leave it right there. Because you should be leaning your head so low that this knee should be and your foot should be elevatable. Now straighten your leg and whip it around as you sit up. Nice, Jimmy. Excellent, Henry. Very nice, you guys. Okay, you got it. Hug the arm, heels tight. Lay back, catch the wrist. Control, control, control. Excellent. One more of those. Let's try the other side, you guys. It's going to feel weird, but let's try it. Take your other hand, put on the collar. Shh. Take your other hand, your free hand, and when you go over, you guys, just as a general rule for cross chokes, when you go over, thumb down. When you go under, thumb up. Over, thumb down. Under, thumb up. My hand changes. Palm up, palm down. The way I remember it is whichever hand starts on the collar, the secondary hand comes, it always wants to face the first hand. So look at my palm, it's facing the brother, thumb down. When it goes under, it's facing the brother, thumb up. Always face the existing hand. Yes, so do that. If I start with this hand, then I come over, I face. If I go under, I face. And that's how you grab the collars with the maximum leverage for the squeeze. Always face the existing hand. So I have my left hand on the collar, I go under, palm up, I go over, palm down. I'm selling the chokes. Now my hand goes north, I push off my back toe, and I shoot my knee up in between my hand and my other hand. Boom, I pivot that knee in the corner. Excellent, let's do it, guys. Come on with me. Here we go. So I slide up, now I sell the choke, walk the foot up, and I'm gonna drop this knee and sit on the ground. Boom. I'm in my cross choke position. Now I'm gonna lean away from my leg. Who can lift the balance, lay off the ground, spin the leg around, sit up in a chair, hug the arm, slap the hand, tight legs. If you're gonna cross your feet, north leg is underneath. And in my case, my north leg is my right leg now, so I'm crossed under. Now two hands grab the wrist. Make sure your north hand is the side of their head. Grab the wrist, control, 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 heels, hips, and pressure. Nice. One more time on the weak side, come on. Right hand goes in, shh, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it. Oh, that's the strong side, sorry. Left hand goes in. I naturally just grabbed with my right hand. I didn't even have a choice. I was like, do the weak side. Wrong. Left hand goes in. Now go over, go under, go over. Put your hand way up north. Push off your toes. Watch me from here. Hand goes toes, and then I use that toe to slide my knee up inside my hands. Nice. Now come over and sell the choke. You're right there rattling their neck. Walk that foot all the way up past your fist. Spread the knee. Sit on the ground. Get off your foot. Lean. Take your foot off the ground. Lean, lean, lean. Whip, 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 whip. Good, Doc. And sit up straight. Hug the arm. Slap the hand. Boom. North hand controls the wrist. Everything else locked in, controlling, heels tight, hips up. Very nice. Excellent. So now, let's do a couple variations. One of my favorites here of similar arm lock but different setup completely is neck hug. Look, Neck hug variation, you go down for an Americana. You feed the hand behind the neck, you come under, you grab your own wrist. Normally, you loop around and you catch it right here. Of course, putting the hook in, smash the hip pressure. Okay, Americana. However, when they don't let you do it, when you get for the Americana and they don't let you loop this arm around because they use this hand to hug the bicep so you can't loop around, watch this one. Keep it tight, lift the elbow nice and high, and then we're gonna slide the knee up into high mount, walk the other foot up, invert, and now we're here, keeping the double wrist grab. Now, I'm gonna let go of the double wrist grab. My north hand's gonna hug the arm, my south hand's gonna push the chin. I lean away and I step wide and over. What's unorthodox about this one is that instead of the south hand hugging and the north hand blocking the head, like in a conventional modified mount, we are switching it from the Americana, where north hand is the one hugging, south hand is the one pushing their chin to the ground. So you can lean this way and step around and be so effective here and lock them up. So from the neck hug one more time, I feed the Americana right here. I go neck hug, I feed it. I go under the arm, I grab my own wrist. Everything's tight, but he grabs my bicep so I can't loop around. So watch what I do. I lift, 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 lift. It's not gonna tap, it's just gonna be a lock. Now I'm gonna slide my knee up past the hand. So I push off my back toes, slide, walk my other foot up. So after I slide up, look, I walk, 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 and now I start to lean even though my hands are still behind the head. Now it's time to let go. One hand's gonna hug, which hand's gonna hug? The north hand's gonna hug the arm, the south hand's gonna uppercut their chin as I lean, and then I step around the head, and then I catch it. Boom. Let's do it. So full mount, neck hug with the right, wrist pin with the left. I'm pinning their wrist down. Hand off the wrist behind their head, sneak under their elbow, grab your own wrist. So now double wrist grab and you're hugging their neck right here. Perfect. From here, take your left elbow, in my case, lift that elbow up for the Americana, but you're not going for the pressure. You're just going for the lift to make space for your knee to slide up to their head. When you do that, make sure your other knee comes off the ground so you can slide up. So from here, I lift and I push off these toes and I slide. Now I walk, 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 I walk. And I even sit. There we are. I still have the Americana grip. Still have my double wrist grab. Now take your north hand, hug their arm. Take your south hand, pin the chin, lean south, step around, and lock your legs. Nice. Slap the hand, lay down, wrist control, double wrist control, and hips. Excellent. Reset. Neck hug. Let's do the other side. Hug the neck with the other hand. Pin the wrist with the other hand. Push it away from their body. Hand it off behind the neck. Slip under the elbow. Grab your own wrist. Now double monkey grips, no thumbs. Lift the elbow, lift the elbow, lift the elbow, lift the elbow. Nice. But they're not tapping because you still haven't looped around the head, right? You're still trapping their head. So what we're going to do here is we're going to push off our toes and shoot the knee. Look how my knee came off the ground as I slid my other knee to the head. Now as I sit up a little bit, walk the foot up. Walk, keep your double wrist grab. Walk, walk, walk. Invert the leg, and we're here. Nice. Now the north hand with the bent knee in front here is going to hug the arm. The south hand, you're going to push on their chin, like palm their chin like that. And now I'm going to lean towards my back leg, step around, sit up, slap the hand, and down we go. Control the wrist. Heels tight, knees tight, hips up, slow pressure. Excellent. One more time on that one. On the strong side, hug the neck. Wrist pin, push it out. Let's do a little faster. Feed the wrist behind the neck. Sneak under. Grab your own wrist. Head low. Lift the Americana behind the neck because you can't loop around. Push off your back knee. Shoot that front knee to the hands. Walk the foot all the way up. Invert the foot, sit on the ground. Keep the double wrist grab. Hug the wrist. Break your grip. Push the chin with your hand. Lean south. And spin. And step. Nice. All right. Check out some of these arm triangles that Hito was talking about. So from here, your neck hug is in. Look, you underhook the arm. You put an underhook in. You start to walk it up. You start to walk it up, walk it up, walk it up. So much so, look, that I'm able to reach under the neck hug and under the arm and grab their tricep. See this? This is a great grip to have right here for arm triangle. So I walk it up so high, this hand, that I'm able to feed their armpit. Once I do, I use my hand, I push it across, and I lay my head tight, and now I lock my gable grip. No thumbs. The hand that's hugging the neck is palm down and no thumb. The other hand is palm up with the thumbs, head tight. And now I lean forward to my head, lift my back foot up, whip it off like a windshield wiper. I take my foot off the belly, this one, And now I'm going to drop off to the side. Boom. Straighten my north leg. Lay down, folding my arms completely. And then I melt my hips here. Keep my left knee kind of blocking his hip. And now I'm just going to squeeze for like 15 to 20 seconds. It's going to be so slow, you guys, but it's going to work. Lately, my effectiveness with arm triangles is 100% better because of understanding how slow the choke is. I'll catch it, and I'll jump off, and I'll squeeze, but instead of like, no, you do that, you're done. Instead, you catch it, and you go, all right, we're staying here till tomorrow. And you just kind of love the position, and you stay, and you wait. And invariably, the person waits for like 10, 12, sometimes 15 seconds, and they go like this. And they start speeding up. It's one of those Gerard Gordeau UFC one taps where it starts slow and then it gets way worse. Let's go neck hug, everyone. Get low. So right here, neck hug. Everyone, neck hug with the left, underhook with the right. Underhook and walk it up. Walk it up all the way up. Hand off the armpit. Grab imaginary armpit. Use your palm. Shove the arm across and then gable grip your hands tight. Keep your head close. Now lean forward to your head. Take your back foot. Whip it off their stomach. Almost like you're going to go knee on belly, but don't. Jump off fully, and now we're going to take your north leg and straighten it out. Take your south knee, keep it blocking their hip. And now put your head right against theirs and just squeeze as you lay here tucked on your bicep forearms. Everything folded. Nice. Try that with me. So from the mount, I'll do it from the side angle, it'll be easier to see. From the mount, left hand hugging the neck, right hand, let's go underhook, everybody. Underhook, turn your palm, walk it up. Look at the inchworm. Ratchet, 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 ratchet. Ratchet. Excellent. From here, feed that other hook armpit. Take your hand, push the arm across. Okay, it's already shoved across. Now, gable grip and head forward on the ground. Look at my gable grip. The hand that's hugging the neck is palm down. The other hand is palm up. Very important. Now my head's on the ground. Everybody take your left foot, whip it over off their belly. Do a little side shuffle, jump off from the mount. And now, take your north leg, straighten it out. Take your left knee and still blocking their hip. And right now, just start to flex your left arm around their neck. Reset. Dope. So full mount, neck hug with the left, underhook with the right. Walk it up. Nice. Grab that armpit. Got him. Take your hand, shove the arm across, slip your head past it. We got it. Right away, gable grip your hands, head tight, lean forward, windshield wiper, jump off to the side, melt the north hip, and start to find your position here. My north leg is straight, my south leg is bent, chalking the hip, and your head is close to there, squeezing. Reset, right hand hug the neck, left hand underhook the arm. Turn, start walking it up. Nice. Take your right hand, underhook their tricep right there next to yours. Boom. Hold it strong. Take your left hand, pop it across, slip your head past. Gable grip your hands. Lean forward. Whip your foot off the belly. Tripod, jump off. Keep your right knee next to the hip. Take your left leg flat, lower your hip, put your head next to theirs. And now just start to flex, flex, flex. Nice. Very nice. So now, watch this other setup for TAC. What you'll do is you'll shove the person's arm across their body to begin with. And you'll lay on it, you'll come under, and you'll grab the wrist. Okay, so I'm setting up twisting arm control in a conventional manner. Normally, when we get this right here, what's next? We modify, we start to sit up and turn them, we go inside and attack this. But this all presumes that I can get the guy on his side. That's the requirement. I must turn him on his side. Boom, got him. And now I can spin the arm, spin the leg, catch and go, right? So, let's say, however, I'm able to shove the arm across, I lay my chest on it, I go under the head, I feed it. But he's not turning, he's too strong, his base is too wide, there's no way he's gonna let me twist his body. He's like using his hand to resist, his legs are super open for base over here, posting out. So watch what I do. I take my hand, look, I take my chest, and at first I adjust my neck so that my side of my neck catches his tricep. Look. And now my other hand sneaks under the neck, and I already have the arm triangle. Does that make sense? So one arm triangle I taught you, you hug the neck, you walk this up, you grab the tricep, then you shove it across and snatch it in there. That's one. You already have a neck hug. The other one, you start with no neck hug. This is important. You shove the arm across. You're striking or you're choking, and you trap the arm across their chest. So now you started with the trap and no neck hug. Now we achieved the neck hug. We hand it off. But this is the wrong neck hug for the twisting or for the arm triangle. So from here, what do I need to do? First, I adjust my neck low, put it on the tricep. Now I take my hand and I sneak under their neck as I let go of the wrist. Boom. Okay, and there's two ways to do it. One is to lift the head. The other is to straighten the arm and shoot under your own arm. So by lifting your elbow, you can actually create this little X. And then you can sneak through. Lock your gable grip, no thumb, head tight, lean forward, whip the leg off. Okay? Another method, if you're having trouble whipping the leg off, look. If you're having trouble doing this, what you do is you tripod and you slice your knee through, look. And then once you do, you turn the corner and you check his hip. And you melt right here. Okay? So let's try that modified twisting arm control entry into the arm triangle. So everyone's in the low mount. We're hugging here. We're not hugging the neck actually. We're throwing strikes or chokes. Take one of their arms, shove it across, and lay your chest on it. Boom. Now hug the neck with the back arm and feed that wrist. Grab their hand, feed it to the other hand behind their neck. So now I'm hugging his neck with the wrist grabbed, wrapping around. From there, you try to twist them. They're not turning. So what you're going to do now is take your neck right here and place it on the back of their tricep. Like get low. Right next to your own arm because you're blocking the back of their tricep. Now take your hand, don't go on the outside, go on the inside of your existing arm. But here's the key, let go of the wrist, watch this hand. Post and shoot in. Try that, post your hand, that's gonna lift their head, then you're gonna punch in, so now you have the arm triangle locked in. Keep your head very close and then lock your hands. From there, if you have trouble with the windshield wiper, put your head down, get up on your toes, take that same leg, but shoot your knee through. Look, your knee. Nice. And now, keeping your head down, switch your hips and put that same knee against their pelvis to block their hip while you get low, head down and squeeze. Nice. Reset. Very nice. Okay. So sit up, couple distractions, take the arm, shove it across, lay your chest on it, go under the head, feed the wrist behind the neck. Got him. Have the wrist hugged, twisting arm control, Gracie Combatives, classic. From here, you're trying to modify the mount, they're not falling for it. So take your hand, sneak under the neck. Okay, what are you going to do with the hand? First, you got to adjust your neck. Remember, you got to get low. Now take your hand, sneak under your existing arm, inside. Let go of their wrist, put your hand on the ground, and lift your elbow off the ground. That's going to create the shot space for this hand to sneak all the way through. Now get low, lock your gable grip. Always make sure your neck hugging hand is palm down, and you lock with no thumbs. So palm down, no thumbs. Now head is tight. Put your head forward, get up on your tripod, and shoot your right knee through. Pivot those hips for the dismount. Once you get through, turn the corner, check the hip, melt your hips, head down, and squeeze. Other side. Last one here, you guys. Other side. We're here, throw a couple strikes, boom, boom, shove the arm across, lay your chest on it. Sneak under the neck, grab the wrist. Once you do, you're good to go. Try to go modified mounts, not working. Take your neck, slip it behind their tricep. At that point, take your other hand, go inside. You're gonna get stuck here. Put your hand on the ground, straighten your arm, shoot your arm all the way through. Punch it in. Nice, get low, excellent. Lock your hands, gable grip now. Palm out, palm down on the hugging hand. Put your head on the ground, get high on your tripod, cut your knee through the other way. Turn the corner, check the hip with your knee, drop your hip down low. Squeeze. Flexing, 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 but not too much. That's the beauty. You want to really use your head, your arms, your neck, your shoulder, and they're out. Awesome. Let's get a couple questions in here, you guys. Some mount submission questions. Why do you drop the north hip and the south when finishing the arm triangle? Good question, Christopher. So when someone is, can you move back a little? Thank you. Cool. So why do you do the north hip, south hip? There's a couple different variations. People have different preferences, you guys, when it comes to arm triangle finishes. But here's the theory. Arm triangles are made most effective when the attacker, when the submitter, can use some degree of perpendicular certainty to create tension and like a tourniquet on the subject's neck. Okay, I don't want to be parallel. That's why we don't stay mounted from arm triangles. You don't stay mounted because you have limited squeeze. By jumping off, you're twisting the tourniquet around the guy's neck. It adds more pressure. To keep him from falling, because if I jump off, let's say my body does this, and then he does this. You see how he can realign his torso and affect my squeezing angle? So what we do is when we're in the arm triangle, okay, is I do this. Because if I don't have that knee, look, he can keep following me. But if my knee blocks his hip, now he can't walk while I squeeze. So this knee right here, if it's necessary, is intended to prevent the subject from following you in the circular fashion and neutralizing the choke. I don't have a body here, it's been a while, but I think I usually have the north leg on the foot and the south leg straight rather than blocking the hip, like I said. Not sure though, it's been a while. Yeah, there's different configurations, whatever works, but just know this, one of the most reliable ones for prevention of them following in a circular fashion is that south knee blocking the hip. Other options is like this. This is another option where you do this and you just walk off to the side and you just drop your hips all together. But now he can walk a little bit, look. So what I'll do here, if I feel that, I'll just go boom, and my knee will check his hip and I'll keep my hips very low. The other option is to sit through. Let's rotate here. Let's say I'm having trouble. Let's say he's a skinny neck. And I'm like, man, he's not tapping. Watch what I do. I lean forward, I step up, I sit through fully. And now I switch to a bicep. Now I squeeze here. And that one's just an absolute cervical crusher. Choke, but your spine, your neck, it's just a neck crank on the highest level. Super annoying, super painful, but it does still choke you. Because when you remove a joint, look, see biceps? Watch. Now it's back. There's no more bicep involvement. A rear naked choke is not a bicep choke. A rear naked choke is a lat choke, a back choke, right? Whereas this is, cable grips are bicep chokes because you're including the elbow joint. So when you remove that joint, because the guy is so skinny and your arms are so long, it actually works really well. Where exactly should the trapped arm be located? Should you place it across his corresponding ear? Bernard's asking, the trapped arm be located. The trapped arm, are you talking about his arm? Got it. So where should it be located? So as you wrap the neck right here, like this right here, check this out, Bernard. When I wrap this, my goal is that this is across his jaw and neck area. The higher this arm is, the less security I have. So what I want to do is use my hand to shove it in and use my head against his head so that he cannot slide his hand out to the north. Does that make sense? And then I'm here checking this. And that's another thing that is enhanced by my knee on the hip, is that it keeps the heads glued together. Good question. But the answer, Bernard, is the closer the better. If this hand slips out fully and comes out, there's no more arm triangle. You need this in the equation. The same as a Darce, the same as anaconda, the same as a triangle choke from the guard, the same as, arm triangle. All of these require this arm to be somewhere between their ear and their clavicle. Above the ear, there's no choke. Anywhere below the ear on the jaw, face, this is totally acceptable. Look, they're still going to get choked here. They're still going to get choked. They're definitely going to get choked here. Choke. No more choke. Could you please do the 2-version arm triangle back to back, please? Holly said, yes. Thanks for the variations. For the S-mount lock, when you grab the collar, how do you avoid the opponent's trap and roll? Well, Shinichi, welcome to jiu-jitsu. It's hard. It's hard, bro. You put and that's the whole thing, right? Like, I'll tell you what, Shinichi, I was doing cross chokes since I was, 11 years old when I started actually using them. And I got rolled on my cross chokes from 11 until 16 years old. 5 years. I was a young kid sparring with grown-ups, but nonetheless, 5 years, I would put the hand on the collar, I get rolled. Put the hand, get rolled. 17, 18, 19 years old, I learned hooks, really good hooks. And I learned that when this hand goes in, this hook will save his life. Because he's going to roll me, I'm going to go boom, I'm going to hit my hook in so hard that it's going to break their spirit. So you're allowed to put hands on the collar in proportion to the confidence you have and the effectiveness you have with the hook on the same side. It's that simple. If you have hooks, you can do collar chokes. If you don't have hooks, you don't ever want to touch a collar because you're scared. Every time you touch, you get rolled. It's all hook things. So next time you're in class here, Shinichi, and we're together on the mat, I'm going to verify. I'll do a hook assessment and see if you qualify for cross chokes in your arsenal. Okay, it's very much hooks, you guys. It's the only thing. If your super hooks are weak, you don't do cross chokes from the mount. But if they're good, you choke everyone because you have zero fear. You can put a hand in and they can do whatever they want. And you're going to hook, hip, smash. 2 hands, so I feel very confident with my hooks pretty much and my cross chokes with anyone except for Hidon. You put a hand on the collar, his trap and roll, and his hook removal is so strong that I don't feel confident putting the hand in. I go low. I'll go low neck hugs with Hidon. I'm low, hip pressure, chest pressure, neck hug, wrist pins. So I do more no gi, even if I'm wearing the gi. I go more neck huggy and more low and more wrist pinny than I am tall and grabby. too many years of getting pushed off and thrown off and trap and rolled and too much space, he just gets out too easily. So I got to get low and pin those wrists. Okay, so arm triangle, version 1. Neck hug, underhook, walk it up, walk it up, walk it up, grab, push, clear, and I already have the arm triangle. And then dismount the same as usual, right? Alternatively, look, for this hand, I shove the arm across, I lay on it, I go under the neck with the other hand, this is the wrong hand, and I grab twisting arm control. Okay, I'm right here, twisting arm control. And then from here, I try to roll him, he's not rolling. So what I do is I now basically put my neck here, and then I take this hand and start sneaking it in. But to give his head some elevation, I use the ground and make a ramp. And then I can sneak in, and then I can lock my way through, and then dismount in the same direction. Boom. So those are both the same, Holly, both same end result, just different setups. One, you start with the neck hug, and then you feed the arm. The other, you feed the arm, and then you achieve the arm triangle neck hug last. So it's just changing the order of operations, does change the nature of the technique. Everyone sit down. Let's reflect on this a little bit, some mount submission mindset. Close your eyes, please, and reflect with me a little. You've achieved the mount. Right when you achieve the mount, your first thought is, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I'm mounted. I'm going to go for the submission. And then right before you start going for the first neck hug choke sequence, you say, no, 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 no. Don't go for the submission if you want the submission. Go for control. Go for neutralization of their objectives. So right when you mount, he's bumping, shrimping, turning, trying to push your knees, and you do a great job putting hip pressure and clearing his hands, staying tight in the mount. So you prioritize their objectives before your own. And in doing so, it seems like you're very selfless and generous, but really it's the most selfish thing to do, is to prioritize your opponent's objectives. Because if you can prioritize and neutralize them, only then will you have the fertile soil to begin planting your own seeds of submission, right? Because they've been neutralized. So now that they've tried to escape unsuccessfully, they're like, oh man, I can't escape their mount. So then you're like a turtle, you start coming out of your shell. Okay, what do we have here, you ask yourself. And then you run a little diagnostic assessment. You put a hand on the collar, they go to trap it right away, you pull your hand out. You start pushing your wrist to the ground, they swim their arm back inside, okay, you got that idea. You go to hug the neck, they try to frame your arm, but they're not successful, so you have a solid neck hug. Okay, now you have that idea. So with each one of these probes, you're learning different response behaviors, predictable response behaviors, and all of that is collective reconnaissance and research that you can use to strategize your attack based on the identified responses to regular behaviors. So now that you know that they frame, they push, they turn, they do X, Y, and Z, you start to say, okay, based on what I've felt, I'm going to get low, put my hooks in, hug the neck, and I'm going to pin one wrist down. They're going to come through and defend for the wrist pin, and when they do, I'm going to feed the wrist behind the neck, and you do that, and then when they defend the neck hug, twisting arm control, you sneak right into the arm triangle because they neutralize your twisting arm control. And you catch the tap right there. Check it out. So sometimes you're mounted, and you don't know how someone's going to respond. So you'll do certain things. They'll be here, and you'll go, boom, and he shows that he's going to turn, reach, and pull his hand back in. Okay, cool. You know that. And maybe you go for a neck hug, and he brings his hands in real tight, like defensive. You can tell that he's a really defensive posture. Okay, cool. So now you know that. Okay, so now that I know he's a cross reacher, but he's also very defensive, you do this. You get into the neck hug, boom, you swim, you pin the arm down. But you know he hates this, so from the neck hug, he sneaks his other arm through to try to grab your hand and pull it back in. When he does, though, as he sneaks through, you trap it with your chest, hand it off, and catch that TAC. You try to modify unsuccessfully to pick him up and get him on his side. He's not letting you. So then you go back to your knee. Look, switch your head, start creeping in, hand on the ground, lift, shoot the hand through, and you catch it. Dismount, jump off, get low, and squeeze. Awesome. Do you guys see, though, how doing a little probing, a little pushing, a little neck hugging, a little cross choke setup, these little things, what they'll do is they'll tell you the tendencies for response from your opponent. And once you know those, you can then just start to craft a custom submission solution for this puzzle, this human, and that's what part of the fun is, right? Learning how they respond. Now, me and Hidon were teaching this class the other day for the Purple Belt Stripe 2 curriculum, and one thing we realized is that each person you train with, 75% of their responses to certain stimuli are predictable, meaning that they would be the same as any other person. So if I push this, he turns there. It's very normal. 25% of his responses to any stimuli I provide, 25% is unique to him. Does that make sense? So there's human predictable responses, especially when you count the belt. There are blue belt predictable responses, there are purple belt responses, there are brown and there are black belt ones. So like those are the human categories, right? Within purple belt, I know that 75% of purple belts are going to respond to this same indicator the same way. And that's very powerful data for me, because then I can go in and take less time trying to guess how he's going to respond to my reconnaissance and my initial probes. So 75% are universal responses, 25% are custom. My goal when I spar with you is how quickly can I learn your custom responses to my specific threats that I present you. That's all jiu-jitsu is. Because the sooner that I know your response library and response menu, I should say, of options, as soon as I know what they are, I can start to categorize and use those ingredients to make my submissions possible. So that's the difference between white belt and a black belt. Is the black belt is very fast at doing the research, throwing out the probes, learning the responses, taking that data, mixing that with the general human data, right? The collective 75% of consistent responses, and together with those two together, you can craft a very custom solution for each individual opponent. But here's the whole point. You don't have to start over your research for every new training partner. Think about this. You want to start to identify not only how this guy responds, but consistencies in responses from him, her, him, her, him, her, and that goes into your 75% consistency data pool. The other one, you recognize that everyone's slightly different, and then you start to do your, you learn it on the go. So just an important thing, when we talk about mountain submissions, don't tell yourself, I want to catch an arm triangle, here we go. Tell yourself, I want to probe this person to find out, I want a reconnaissance application to find out how they respond, and then I want to customize my attack based on where they feel most exploitable, okay? There, my friends, is Jiu-Jitsu 101. Thank you for joining me. Great job. Everyone, good work today. We'll keep it going tonight. No master cycle, but tomorrow, afternoon, evening, it's on. Thank you guys. Have a great one. Great to see everybody. Hey, today's Hidon's birthday too, in case you didn't know.
Thank you, Hunter. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.